Step out of the vehicle.
Why? What's this about?
We received a call about suspicious activity. Step out.
What activity? I just pulled into my own driveway.
Are you refusing to comply?
I'm asking you a question. What did I do
I'm not going to ask again. Step out now.
I'm on my own.
I have a right to know why you're detaining me. I'm not resisting.
The cuff clicks. Radio static crackles. Matthews grips the woman's wrist, confidence carved into his posture. In that moment, he didn't know he'd ended his career. A neighbor's phone camera tilts upward from across the street, capturing the whole thing. The body cam records everything. The calm suburban driveway, the ordinary Tuesday afternoon, the routine welfare check about to become a lawsuit. What happens next will cost the city a settlement, the department its reputation, and Matthews everything. Matthews had been called to a quiet residential street on a vague complaint. Possible disturbance, no details, no specifics. The kind of call that usually ends with a conversation and a cleared radio code. He approaches a parked sedan in the driveway of a single-story home, body cam recording every step. The woman inside is calm, hands visible on the steering wheel. Matthews taps the window. She rolls it down halfway. His opening command, "Step out," carries no explanation, no reason, no legal foundation, just authority. The woman asks why. Matthews doesn't answer. He escalates instead. This is where the procedural framework dies. A welfare check requires voluntary cooperation or articulable suspicion. Matthews offers neither. He demands compliance as if the uniform alone justifies detention. It doesn't. The body cam captures his confident stance, the way his hand rests near his belt, the tone that expects obedience. What it also captures is the complete absence of reasonable suspicion. No crime committed, no threat observed, just a vague call and an officer who believed his word was enough. The woman refuses to exit. She stays calm, precise. "What activity are you talking about?" Matthews frames it as resistance. "Are you refusing?" The question itself is a tactical reframe, turning her request for clarity into noncompliance. She's not resisting. She's asking for a reason. But Matthews treats the question as defiance. He steps closer to the vehicle. His posture stiffens. The body cam catches his hand moving toward the door handle. "Step out, or you'll be detained." The threat is clear. The legal basis is not. Welfare checks don't authorize forced removal without cause. Matthews either doesn't know this or doesn't care. His training emphasized de-escalation in ambiguous situations. Instead, he's doubling down. The woman, still controlled, asks again, "I'm on my property. You haven't told me what I did." Matthews doesn't respond to the question. He opens the door. That's ego, not safety. She's pulled from the vehicle. Cuffs click into place. The body cam records her calm voice asking for his badge number. Matthews doesn't provide it. He guides her toward the patrol car, his movements routine, his confidence intact. Neighbors begin to watch. One pulls out a phone. Matthews notices but doesn't adjust. He believes he's in the right. The woman is placed in the back seat. No Miranda, no explanation. Just detention based on a command refused. The front yard stays quiet. The patrol car doors close. Matthews radios dispatch with a single phrase, "One in custody." No charge listed, no incident code, just custody. That phrase will later become Exhibit A in the lawsuit, because at this moment, Matthews has arrested someone without probable cause, without a crime, without legal justification. He's made the irreversible decision. The body cam is watching. So are the neighbors. At the station, Matthews walks the woman through booking. She remains composed. Her answers are short, precise, legally cautious. "I want to speak with my attorney." The booking officer types her information into the system. Name, address, no warrants, no priors, clean record. Matthews stands nearby, still confident. The body cam footage continues recording in the evidence locker, time-stamped and backed up. The woman asks again for Matthews' badge number. He provides it this time, almost dismissively. She repeats it aloud, committing it to memory. The booking officer pauses, glancing at the arrest report. The reason for arrest is listed as failure to comply. That's not a charge. It's a description. The officer looks up. What's the actual charge? Matthews hesitates. Obstruction. The booking officer types it in, but the pause lingers. Obstruction requires an underlying lawful action being obstructed. What action was lawful here? While Matthews completes paperwork, the woman sits calmly in the holding area. She hasn't raised her voice once. No outbursts. No threats. Just procedural questions and attorney requests. The booking officer processes her belongings: phone, keys, wallet. Inside the wallet is an ID card. The officer scans it, enters the details. The system loads. A flag appears on screen. The officer's expression shifts. He glances toward Matthews, then back at the screen. He calls over a second officer quietly. They review the information together. One of them picks up a phone. Matthews, still filling out forms at the desk, doesn't notice the tone change in the room. But it's happening. The confidence is about to meet consequence. What the system revealed isn't public record, but the reaction is documented. Supervisor involvement begins here. The call is made. A supervisor arrives within 15 minutes. Captain Williams walks directly to the booking desk, reviews the screen, reads the arrest report. His face tightens. He motions Matthews into a side office. The door closes. The conversation isn't recorded, but the outcome is. Matthews emerges 10 minutes later, his posture changed. The confidence is gone. Williams makes 2 calls, one to the department's legal counsel, one to internal affairs. The woman is released without charges. No apology, no explanation, just a property receipt and an escort to the lobby. She asks for incident report numbers. Williams provides them immediately. She leaves the station. Matthews stays behind. The body cam footage, the witness phone recordings, the booking records. All of it is now under review. What felt like a routine arrest is now an administrative crisis. Williams pulls Matthews into a conference room. The body cam footage plays on a monitor. Every frame analyzed, the initial approach, the vague command, the refusal to explain, the escalation, the detention without cause. Matthews watches his own actions unfold. He starts to explain, to justify. Williams stops him. Did you have probable cause? Matthews pivots. She was non-compliant. Williams leans forward. Non-compliance isn't a crime unless the underlying command is lawful. Was your command lawful? Silence. Matthews has no answer. Because the answer is no. A welfare check with no observable threat doesn't authorize forced removal from private property. The vague complaint wasn't enough. Matthews' belief in his authority isn't enough. The footage shows exactly what happened. Authority without foundation. Ego without procedure. Career without future. Internal Affairs opens an investigation within 48 hours. Matthews is placed on administrative leave pending review. The department issues no public statement yet, but the legal team is already preparing. City attorneys review the footage, the witness recordings, the booking documents. Settlement discussions begin before a lawsuit is even filed. The department knows what's coming. Matthews' personnel file is pulled. Prior complaints. 2 citizen grievances about aggressive behavior during traffic stops. Both were ruled unfounded due to lack of evidence. But now there's evidence. The body cam doesn't lie. The pattern emerges. This wasn't an isolated mistake. It was a predictable escalation of unchecked authority. The city attorney estimates settlement costs. Policy changes are drafted. Training protocols are revised. All before Matthews even realizes he's finished. The lawsuit arrives 3 weeks later. Civil rights violation, unlawful detention, false arrest, emotional distress. The complaint is detailed, methodical, backed by body cam footage and witness testimony. Matthews is named individually. So is the department. The city's legal team moves quickly towards settlement negotiations. Discovery would expose too much, the prior complaints, the training gaps, the lack of oversight. Better to settle quietly. Matthews is informed that his termination is being processed. Internal Affairs concludes its investigation with a single finding: violation of departmental policy on detention procedures. The union can't save him. The footage is too clear. Matthews submits his resignation to avoid formal termination. It doesn't matter. His law enforcement career is over. No agency will hire him. The certification is effectively dead. The department faces public scrutiny once the lawsuit details become public record. Local news covers the story. Community groups demand accountability. The footage circulates online. Comment sections fill with analysis, outrage, debate. The department schedules town halls. Williams addresses the public, acknowledging procedural failures. New policies are announced. Welfare checks now require supervisor approval for any detention. Body cam footage must be reviewed within 24 hours of any arrest. De-escalation training becomes mandatory quarterly. The changes are real but reactive. They wouldn't have happened without the lawsuit. Matthews watches from home, suspended, knowing his career ended on a quiet Tuesday afternoon because he confused authority with justification. The woman he detained receives a settlement. The exact amount is confidential. It's enough. Matthews loses everything, not just the job. The pension is reduced. The reputation is destroyed. Friends in law enforcement stop returning calls. His name becomes a cautionary tale in police academies. What not to do during welfare checks. He applies for private security positions. Background checks reveal the lawsuit, the resignation, the circumstances. Applications are rejected. The front lawn where he made the arrest is unchanged. The neighborhood is quiet. But Matthews' life is fundamentally altered. One decision, made in seconds, destroyed a career built over years. The body cam footage exists forever. Archived, time-stamped. A permanent record of the moment confidence became liability. He believed the badge justified the command. It didn't. The courts agreed. The settlement includes policy reform commitments. The department implements a civilian oversight board. Complaint processes are revised. Community liaison positions are created. The changes won't undo what happened, but they establish accountability frameworks that didn't exist before. Matthews' resignation finalizes. His badge is turned in. His locker is cleared. The station continues operating, but the culture shifts slightly. Officers are more cautious during welfare checks. Supervisors review footage more carefully. The legal department tracks complaints more aggressively. One confrontation changed institutional behavior. Matthews becomes a reference point. The officer who lost everything because he couldn't explain why someone had to step out of a car. The body cam sits in evidence storage, its footage preserved indefinitely. Matthews' career is filed away in personnel archives, hired, trained, deployed, terminated. The front yard remains ordinary. Neighbors still park in driveways. Welfare checks still happen, but procedure changed. Authority must now be justified, not assumed. The lesson isn't rage or celebration, it's consequence. One officer confused compliance with justification. He believed his command was enough. The footage proved otherwise. The career ended. The policies changed. The settlement paid. The question remains, was compliance ever legally required? The body cam answered, it wasn't. What would you have demanded before stepping out? Would a supervisor have changed everything?